sport that you love, what's more than
it gets more points.
I'm just saying though, that's
Errol, throw the straight one down the pipe.
Happy to do I'm happy to do what I love to do, to choose the career path.
Can we put someone's face there?
There's a lot of great factors.
Errol.
Earl, Mikey was 949.
Or just athletes in general that didn't make it through
Hey, I'm not even gonna hit that after Leo Santa Cruz. You wanna do it? Nah, cause he hit 929, and I don't wanna hit softer than the smallest group.
Come on, Danny. Danny, you're always sleeping on the right hand, man. Show him the right hand. You're always sleeping on the right hand.
That's high. That's high. 929 is high.
I think you get higher.
I gotta take my jacket off. Yeah. Cause I'm gonna rip my blazer. I can't even take my jacket. Your husky? Yeah. Come on, man.
How much did Darrell got? He got 9 what? 966.
Anthony Darrell, 955, 956.
966.
Yeah, 956.
Oh, my bad. Oh.
He's got to pick the select.
So you hit him with the right hand like that?
Darrell hooked it. He hit select. All right.
Oh, shit.
He hit select.
I think you broke it.
You got to go back to the other.
Oh, you broke it, Danny.
You got to go back to the other.
You broke it.
Dang, that was a good one, too.
Guys, hello. There's a select game. You got to make it go to something different. Select game. Select game.
You thought he broke it.
Dang, that was a good one. Damn it.
Are we good?
Doing?
Go for it.
Want to test it first, see if it works?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
Damn.
that's pretty high for just half of it. Yeah. Ooh.
It's not bad.
Ready?
Shit.
Man, that was close to Leo, right?
You just beat Leo.
Hey, Danny.
I'm gonna try one more.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try a boom shot. Right there it is. Street Fighter.
Hey, Danny.
I'm weak.
No, bro, that's pretty good.
Question for Errol. Congrats on the victory. Danny Garcia stepped into the ring during your interview. Is that the fight you expect next? And if not, who do you want?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, table turn. You know, I've been calling out Danny and all them for a long time. And, you know, now they stepping in the ring trying to fight me. So we'll see. I mean, we're going to go and look and see who the next good available opponent. If I can't get, you know, Pacquiao or, you know, nothing happens with Terrence or anybody else, then we'll fight Danny Garcia. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. I think me and Sean had a great fight. So, you know, we might can do that again. We'll see what happens.
As the lone unified title holder in the division, though, you're the guy calling the shots, right?
Definitely, I'm a big fish. I'm a shot caller now. So, even if I get a fight I can move up to 54 and fight, you know, Julian Williams or somebody like that. So, I mean, it don't matter. I go up or down.
Errol, right here. When did you know? I mean, it seemed like you played into Sean's fight plan. When did you know that it was going to be more of what Sean wanted to do tonight? And then, secondly, how much satisfaction do you take from the fact that it was this type of fight that you won?
I don't think I played in the Sean game plan because I said throughout this whole, you know, tour and this whole training camp that, you know, I was gonna try to get the knockout, you know, and that's what I try to do. But you know, Sean's he's a real competitor, and has a ton of heart. So even if I did hurt him, you know, he'll come back with shots, you know. So you know, I tried to do it, but it just didn't happen.
And the satisfaction you take from winning this fight?
Oh, definitely. I think, you know, it was a lot of questions. I think Sean and they can't question, you know, that I've never been tested before, or I've never been hit with a great shot before, I've never been uncomfortable before. And I think it showed a lot that, you know, I'm a real dog, and I do have a lot of grit, and I do have a lot of ability to, you know, withstand a shot, take a shot, and give a couple back.
All right. fight, FightHype.com. Sean Zattel here with Danny Garcia. Danny, man, got some big news that might be coming after we saw you get in that ring. But first, what'd you think of the fight tonight?
Like I said before, the 50-50 fight. I don't believe how much the media was writing on Porter. It was kind of like disrespectful, you know? So it was a 50-50 fight.
Any chance Sean may have deserved that decision for what you saw?
It could have went either way, but it looked like a draw. It wasn't for the knockdown. It definitely should have been a draw. But one judge had it for Porter. It was a close fight. It was a close fight. I mean, that's how every welterweight fight has been.
At this level?
Yeah. Every fight's been back and forth, decided by 1 or 2 rounds.
Did you feel like he needed that, or he needed to rally late, like Sean was ahead and he...
It looked like Sean was winning, like going into the last couple rounds, and then Porter dropped him, and then he won the 12th round.
And lastly, did anything, or not, you know, about this fight, anything you saw with Errol, like an inability to fight off the back foot, any holes in his game that you saw that we didn't see before?
You know, I see what I see, but I'm not gonna say. You know, how you doing? But definitely, I know. I know what I can do against him.
The big news is, man, you climbed in the ring and challenged them to a fight.
Sure.
Do you think we see that? What would happen, your style, his style, if the fans do get that fight?
Oh, it's another action-packed fight. You know, he likes to fight. He likes to fight. I like to fight. And what makes this fight interesting is he's never faced a person who can hit hard as me, and he likes to stay there. And that's why I like this fight so much for me.
Are you like, let's do it, stay right there and?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why I went in the ring. You know, I want to go in there for no reason. I want this fight because I know and I believe I can win this fight.
Because does he play into your?
Is it official? Have they told you that Errol is in fact your next fight?
It's in the talks.
Yeah.
But it could happen next. Definitely could happen next. But
let me tell you,
in boxing, anything can happen. So
counter punches, Danny. In that matchup?
Did you like what you saw from Sean? Did you like what you saw from Spence tonight, Danny, or you feel that you could have caught him with some punches there?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like he was there to be hit, but like I said before, the media was kind of disrespectful. No one gave Sean Porter a chance, and I told people, look, the kid looks like he don't know what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing. And it was a close fight. It went either way to me.
Do you feel the media's been disrespectful to all welterweights outside of Crawford and Spence? Like they
definitely. Just. You know, it is what it is, man. Some fighters just get blessed with the hype, and some fighters don't. That's just how the game is. And as long as you know your heart as a fighter, you know you can fight, then you ain't worried about that. I'm not worried. I don't worry about what people rate me. I know when I step in that ring, I know what I can do.
Danny, I gotta ask you, how do you compare this performance that Errol put in against your performance that you had against Sean?
It's the same type of fight. It was the same. It was the same type of fight, but he just scored a knockdown. But it was and he backed him up a lot. I never backed up that much. He didn't back me up that much. And yeah, that was more of a rough, tough, rugged fight. I'm more tactical, so it's hard to make me look like that. He just threw a lot on the inside of me, like. But that was a close fight.
Based on that performance, do you feel Spence is as good as what people say he is, or do you see things there?
He can fight. He can fight. I think not away from me, he can fight. But definitely beat him.
Thanks, Dan.
What was your takeaway from the Pacquiao-Thurman fight? Pacquiao got the knockdown.
I thought that was a good fight. I mean,
there wasn't Vada. Was Vada in that fight?
I don't think they did Vada because the WBA don't mandatory that shit.
Okay.
And that was for the Super WBA.
Right.
Because Manny was the champion WBA, and Thurman was the Super. Because you know how they got 2 champs. And then I don't think they do Vada. WBC is mandatory.
Right.
Now
you brought up the 2 champs. What do you think about WBC and this whole franchise champion versus the main? And
well, they got the same thing at the WBA now. So they got 2 champions.
Right.
WBC.
Yeah, exactly.
So they got the what? The diamond.
Yeah, they do have because Floyd was the diamond. They got the franchise, and I guess they got the regular now.
Yeah, but they came up with that. They came up with that champion. They came up with the franchise right at the Canelo.
Right.
So basically, to me, a franchise is you own part of the percentage of the business. Ain't that franchise means? You're a franchise fighter.
I guess they don't have to fight mandatory.
If you make me a franchise fighter,
then I own some of them.
Then I gotta get part of the money that comes into the franchise.
Right.
Because that means you become part of the franchise. That's what the word franchise means, don't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It means you're part of the franchise.
But I doubt if they're getting...
I know, but I'm just saying.
For sure. All right, so Spence-Porter, right? Spence came in there and went toe-to-toe. I didn't expect that. I expected him to box more. What was your takeaway from that fight?
From Spence and
Spence and Porter.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I knew Porter was going to attack him like that.
Right.
I knew he was going to pressure him, back them up, expose him a little bit though. That he's
How
human.
did he expose him?
He got hit, and you get hit. I mean, you box, you're supposed to get hit.
Right, exactly.
You're supposed to get hit. I'm not saying that he never got hit.
Right.
But he's just like not the most. Well, we can't talk if the man hurt right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not going to talk.
We're not going to talk bad about
exactly.
him.
I'm not going to bash him because right now he's recovering right now.
We don't need to bash him.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the fight a little bit. I think
that
it was a really
fight. I thought it was kind of close. It was a close. I think
up until the knockout. I think Porter.
Yeah, I had it a draw if anything.
Okay.
If he wouldn't have got dropped.
Right.
I had it a draw, but he dropped him. He won. So it was a good thing for him.
Right. So if no Pacquiao, what do you think?
Listen, man, we need a name. We're going to get a name soon, man. You guys be the first ones to find out. Because we got from here.
And I'm right in Philly.
Here. No, you're right. So we got from here to January 20, and between 25th, that should be our date. That's almost 13 weeks from now.
Talking about before, I mentioned what would he advise Errol Spence to do? Would he, I know WBC mandated you against Errol Spence. Unfortunately, he got into a horrible car accident, but he's safe. So I was asking Dad, would he advise him for Errol Spence to fight you right away? But he said no.
It was a week or two after
get healthy first.
When you say right away, how fast you saying? Like January?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's not a
Well, the thing is,
but even that, I think coming back from that situation, it could be dramatizing. And to come back against somebody like you, a big puncher.
Right. So I'm just happy he's okay.
At the end of the day, man.
Nobody's heard from him, so to even talk about the fight to me is pointless.
That means
because the man's still recovering, so just let him recover and get better, and then maybe y'all can ask him how he's feeling, when he can fight again.
Errol Spence's resume, do you feel like he's formidable now at the elites at 147?
Oh, yeah, you can definitely say that for sure. You beat Porter. Porter's definitely a tough guy to look good against, but give him everything he can handle, and he won a close fight. So.
What are the real options for your next fight? Because Dad said he wants you to fight January. You're not going to wait for nobody else. What is the real option for you?
I don't know. I got to sit back, talk to my team, and figure this out.
Obviously from fight fans, they always know that you have done fights. Fight Terrence Crawford. Do you find that they offered Amir Khan more money than allegedly been willing to offer you? You beat Amir Khan?
Thurman was never the same.
It's just to show you, they never really offered me nothing though. I never got on the phone with none of them. Nothing? No, they said that. They said they offered me $3 million.
Oh, really? So
I never heard that. But it's just to show you they just throw a lowball offer to make it seem like they offer you, make it seem like people are scared, and then they fight somebody else. Oh, they didn't want to fight because they scared. It's just the tactic they use in boxing. They just offer you something small just so they can say they offered you a fight.
What do you think about Gervonta Davis fighting in Atlanta at the ATL? Gervonta Davis.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I didn't even know they threw boxing fights down there. Yeah, so that's cool. Maybe it's the market down there.
Yeah. Is that something you would like to do down the road? Find somewhere in Atlanta, a new market for you, fan base?
I would like to fight in Orlando. I would like to try to fight Orlando, Florida one time. I know that's a big Puerto Rican community, so I think that would be dope.
I wanted to get your reactions from Patrick's Day. I know it's been over 2 weeks since it's been a horrible tragedy. What are any words of encouragement for the future? About the danger of the sport.
Oh yeah, I mean, what people gotta understand is every time a fighter steps in the ring, he's risking his life. It's not a guarantee that you walk out that ring ring alive. So people got to show fighters, respect. And this is a dangerous sport, and it's just sad to see that happen to a fighter. 'Cause even though I don't know him, but we still fight for our families, and we still put it on the line just to beat our family. So it's always a sad thing.
The boxing community is very furious, outraged about, they think that boxing should have a union in terms of helping the fighters pay like medical bills, like that kid, it was, I think 4 days he was fighting for his fight.
Definitely. I mean, if I would definitely, if I would change definitely. I would take the taxes right out the fighter's check. Okay. I would take the taxes right out the fighter's check, make sure his taxes are paid, and then a piece of that, use it to pay medical. Half of these fighters around here, none of them got medical. None of them pay their taxes. They don't even know taxes exist. You feel me? So I think that's what we start doing, just taking the taxes out of the fighter's purse and charging them for medical.
What do you think about that?
I mean, they don't have a 401k plan. They don't have nothing. Fighters don't have a 401k plan. Fighters don't have nothing guaranteed after boxing. It's just, here's your money. Whatever you do with it, you figure it out. That's it. That's what boxing is. Here's your money. They don't tell you about taxes. They don't tell you about medical. They don't tell you about 401k plan. Here's your money. Do what you do. Half of these fighters spend all their money and don't even know they got to pay taxes.
Hey, Danny, a division that you once ruled, the 140 division, did you get to see the Regis and Taylor?
I didn't get to see it. But I heard the dude Taylor won. I thought Regis was gonna win. I didn't see too much of the other guy, but I seen this guy look pretty. Regis looked like he was being promising.
Do you think any of these guys should move up, in the 147 division? Do you think it's a totally different beast where you're at?
Oh yeah, guys are definitely stronger from 140 to 147 for sure.
Without looking ahead, I mean, everybody wants to know if this is like a Pacquiao fight. Which one would you prefer next?
After Saturday. After. If they want to do it, if they can listen to this, have the fucking contract in the ring.
Ready to go.
No, because talk is cheap. Because that's what happened last year. Waiting for Manny, then he pulled so we lost the date. No, they want to fucking fight Manny or him? Had the fucking contract right after Saturday. Right in the fucking ring and we signed it. Yeah.
Did you see?
We're not going to wait for them. We're not going to lose no more dates.
Right. Gotta keep it.
And now we keep rolling.
Did you? Danny won Spence on the platter or what?
Yeah, we won him.
All right,
cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Why not? Yeah,
Speaking of Spence, did you see his first interview since the
on TV?
Yeah, did he look fully recovered?
No.
Nah, he ain't bad.
No. Yeah, listen, bro.
Is that a mouth injury in your opinion?
Well, they say he lost a couple of teeth.
How much time would you advise for him to take off?
Well, if it was me, giving advice to him as a friend, I would say 2 years, buddy. I would tell him, take off, go enjoy your family, go out with your kids, go have fun, look at life differently. Then I see you in 2 years. But he's young, he's not old.
So with this loss, with J-Rock taking his loss, can you see him fighting somebody like Harrison after Harrison just took a loss? How you make that fight with Magic?
Doesn't mean he's done, but I don't think But me, I want to let him get knocked down. I would have stopped him before he got knocked out. It's like Gamboa, when Gamboa fought with a broken feet, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, broken
He went 12
Achilles.
rounds, bro. That's like, bro, you break a leg, let me fight you. Seriously. You got to get the man credit, but the point was, they could have stopped it, got the same money, we're not getting no more, no less, and fought again.
So you blame this team?
I blame the coaches. Sometimes these coaches don't think. A fighter got a gladiator heart. You can't ask a fighter, he's going to say, yeah. Sometimes you got to make a decision like a trainer you are. You got to be on the benefit of your fighter. If you break a feet, whatever that was, why am I going to let you fight 12 rounds?
Right, so with that being
Well,
said...
it was a do or die fight for Gamboa. So.
Yeah, but the point is not that, but he got knocked out and with a broken leg. He could have stopped it, got the same paycheck. It's not his fault he broke a leg. It's not his fault.
Were you able to see Jaron Ennis' last fight? What did you think?
With the young kid from
Philly, yeah, Boots.
Oh no, I didn't get here in time.
No, he didn't fight today. He fought on Clarissa Shields' undercard.
Oh no, I seen highlights.
Right.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good. No, he looked good. He's young. He's still doing his thing. Very good. He looked very nice.
That's a good question, actually. He asked me about Jesse Hart's last fight.
Oh, I didn't see it either, but that happened tonight?
Yeah, well,
last week.
He knocked the guy out?
If you get a chance, check
He
it
won?
out. He lost.
Clarissa Shields, Layla Ali. That's buzzing. A lot of people at. You want to see that fight?
Listen. I respect the fighting girls and shit. I respect them. Because MMA, they doing it big too, females. But she won $5 million, man, and $10 million. Ali.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of paper.
13 years or something.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's a
But
lot
she
of
is a
fucking
big
money.
name. I mean,
No, you're right, but the
Ali
father.
name.
But she was a fighter too. You're right. But at the time, was that when they were younger, when they were fighting, was that white girl was the champion? What was her name?
Christy
Martin. Yeah, but they never fought her.
Let me ask you this, Andrew. Do you think?
That's Rick right
Do
there.
you think Sean Porter exposed Errol Spence?
Well, yeah, but
Like far as
he
like
did
a
good. No, he
blueprint on how
did
to
good.
beat him?
Yeah. But it's not
Because
the
it looked difficult.
Yeah,
for
but it's not
Spence.
the blueprint. The thing is that these fighters, they good fighters. You gotta give them credit.
Fights, right.
No, but the point is, a lot of these fighters, they get pampered to where they at. So they built a name, and then when you step it up on them,
Right.
then because the thing
There
is
was
that
too much pressure.
no, the thing is that he ain't no killer like that, bro.
Right.
He ain't no real killer. Bro.
Right. Porter put the
And you haven't been
pressure on him.
tested.
He put the
No, but
pressure
you
on
haven't been tested.
him. He almost lost that one.
No, but real tested.
Like
somebody,
really
No,
tested.
like somebody hit you flush and you say, fuck, he sucked that shit up.
Yeah, that's true.
No, he haven't been tested.
That's true.
Yeah.
I appreciate
You
that.
watch
man.
Rick.
Danny, get back on your fight here. Ivan was talking a lot in the back how he wants to close the show early. He's got a big surprise for you. He wants to meet you right in the center of the ring. Are you willing to do that, or are you going to try to acquire some rounds in here?
Well, I'm the bigger, stronger guy, so if he does that, he's in trouble. But we're ready for whatever. We trained, we banged it out in sparring, we boxed in sparring. And as a true champion, you got to go in there and make adjustments. It could be an easy night, or we might have to dig deep. We're ready for whatever.
Now, Danny, obviously it seems a lot of people are asking questions outside of your opponent because they assume that you're the favorite. I'm going to ask one out as well. Errol obviously had his accident. I know that you want to fight because he has to unify. Do you think he should have a tune-up before facing you because of the uncertainty and unknowns? Because coming and facing someone like you, that's a big step off.
Yeah, for sure. I am a dangerous fighter to go right into because I'm a big hitter with both hands, so I'm a dangerous fighter for anybody. Only he knows. If he feels like he's ready, then he's ready. If he's not, then he's not. Only he knows. Maybe that's the question. Maybe you have to ask. You gotta ask him.
Fight being here at Barclays.
Danny, how do you see Wilder 2 playing out?
I think it's gonna be something like the first fight. It's gonna be a technical bout. But if Wilder lands that punch, it's over. But I think it's gonna be the same type of fight as the first fight. Yeah.
Prediction for your fight Saturday night.
You know, I'm going for the KO. Danny Garcia KO under 9 rounds.
Next fight pay-per-view, Danny Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Errol Spence Jr. Errol, how are you, my man?
What's up? I'm doing good.
Errol, now let's talk about how life has changed over the past month or two. First of all, how are you, your family? Anyone that you know, have they been affected by the coronavirus?
Nobody's been affected as of yet. My family been good. My daughter's got them with me right now. There's one of them. And I got a lot of family in New York too. Like my grandmother, she's 96 now, and I got a lot of family in New York. So you know, I'm wishing them well, and you know, everybody well as we get through this tough time.
Now, Errol, how are you? Passing the time. I mean, can you give us an idea? I mean, I'm sure I've never seen you out of shape in my life over the past, 8-9 years of knowing you. But, how are you maintaining, staying in shape and things along those lines?
Myself been running. I go to my coach house and we work the mitts and things like that. Just me and him one-on-one. And basically just running and sitting at home, watching a lot of TV, dieting, playing with my kids. They're not in school right now, so I'm teaching them different things and, learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's been a good time just hanging out with them. but you know, I'm ready to get back in the swing of things and get some fights under my belt and get back in it. But it's been a good time off too, though, because just a recovery time and you know, having my accident in October, so just been recovering and things like that. But I'm fully healthy now and you know, ready to get back in the swing of things.
Errol, let's talk about, you know, how your body's feeling since the accident in October, a very, you know, a scary time for you and also a lot of fight fans around the world were very concerned about your well-being. How are you feeling physically since the accident in October?
I've been feeling great. I actually been to a Cleveland clinic after the Deontay Wilder fight and went there and they, you know, evaluated me and checked me out, my brain and my, you know, basically everything, my whole body, and you know, they say everything's been good, and I'm recovering well. I think I'm fully recovered now, and they feel like I'm fully recovered. So I'm gonna go back and after this all over with, and get checked out by them again, and hopefully I can fight in September, October, or whenever this, you know, current event is over with the coronavirus.
Okay, so now so you're saying that September, October is what you're hearing, or is that what you want? You know, what is the status of you fighting wise? Hopefully we get past this come the summertime.
That's what I want. That's what I've been hearing too. You know, me and Al been talking, and you know, that's something that we're aiming for. We was aiming for July, August, but you know, this happened, so you know, we pushed it back, and I'm looking forward to be fighting either September or October.
Okay, so now getting back to your accident, you know, what did you learn from that entire traumatic experience? Because when you go through something that traumatic and obviously physically, mentally on your body, you know, how have you responded in terms of what you've learned since then?
You know, that whole accident, you know, put my boxing career in perspective and, you know, put my family in perspective and, you know, basically everything. And, you know, I'm taking it a lot serious now as far as training, dieting, you know, making sure I don't blow up too heavy and weight and things like that. So, you know, it basically put everything in perspective. And I got a second chance at, you know, basically at living, you know, spending time with my family and my kids and everything like that. So, you know, I ain't have anything set up for them. You know, if I would have, you know, passed away, God forbid, anything would happen to me, I didn't have anything set up for them and things like that. So I made sure, you know, I had get everything set up with them and, you know, basically take everything more serious than it is now. And, you know, now I'm 100% and, you know, fully focused on boxing and family.
Derrick James, your trainer, said in an interview that you hit harder now after the accident than what you did before. Is that true, Errol?
I'm a little rejuvenated now, and you know, I'm ready to get back in there, and I'm probably hitting hard now because I'm more excited now. And, you know, I'm ready to get back in the swing of things. I'm ready to fight, and you know, I'm actually looking forward to a training camp, and you know, looking forward to, you know, getting in the top shape and, you know, looking good, just like how I was when I was 5-0 and I was coming up the ranks, and I didn't have a world title yet, so. You know, it feels real good just to be, you know, 100%, you know, refocused on boxing.
What is it like? Because I have watched your progression from being an Olympian in 2012, being a young, hungry contender, calling out everybody under the sun. Now you are the one who is hunted. How has that change been when it comes to mentality-wise on your end?
Mentality-wise, it ain't changed. You can't hunt the hunter. So no, those same guys, you know, I've been calling out. You know, if they want to fight and if we're gonna fight, then it's gonna happen. Then we're gonna fight. Like I said before, those guys are calling me out, but I'm not shying away from Danny Garcia. I'm not shying away from Keith Thurman. I'm not shying away from Terrence Crawford. I'm not shying away from Sean Porter. I mean, like, me and Al have discussions all the time, and I tell them, like, I really want to fight. You know, the guys that I've been wanting to fight, I want to fight. So, you know, hopefully, you know, I'll fight Danny Garcia this year, next year, Pacquiao, maybe Keith Thurman, I don't know. Probably not. I don't really care about him anymore because he didn't give me an opportunity when I wanted it, so I don't care about fighting him. Terrence
So you don't want to repay the favor. I mean, there was no favor done to you, so why should I do something for him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was calling him out, you know, wanting to fight him, and you know, he didn't want to give me an opportunity. He didn't want to fight me, so now I don't need him. I don't need him at all. You know, he's not even on my radar. I feel like he's not even on my level. You know, just because he fought Pacquiao, you know, they give him a little bit of kudos, but you know, I'm looking for big names like Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia. You know, so I'm not worried about Keith Thurman at all.
So you hold 2 belts within the sanctioning bodies, the WBC and the IBF. The WBC has come out and stated that Danny Garcia is your #1 mandatory. Is that a fight that you want? I mean, does that seem like that is next for Errol Spence Jr.?
It's a fight that makes sense. I mean, Danny Garcia, he's a very, you know, tough fighter. You know, he's a guy who's accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. That's a fight that really makes sense. So, I mean, it's a fight that can definitely happen next.
Well, also, let's talk about another welterweight, a legend, an 8-division world champion in Manny Pacquiao. I know that you were in Las Vegas with the rest of us when he fought and defeated Keith Thurman. What is your take on Manny Pacquiao, and if a fight with him could be in your future?
I mean, Manny Pacquiao looked great against Keith Thurman. I didn't think he was going to look that good. I didn't think he was going to look like that. But, man, he looked great against him. You know, it looked like the Manny Pacquiao of old. Well, not really the Manny Pacquiao of old, but it looked like a shade to him. So, I mean, I feel like I would love to fight Manny Pacquiao. He's a future legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a guy that I would love to fight. I mean, he has the belt, too. I would love to get that belt because my goal is to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So I would have to fight him to get one of those belts unless he vacated something like that. So, or somebody else beats him. So, I mean, that's a fight that I would love to have.
Let's go back a little bit to September of last year, your battle with Sean Porter at Staples Center here in the Los Angeles area. How much fun was that for you? Because there were periods of that fight where you were kind of smiling, and there's certain guys who love to be in battles and tough fights. I feel like you are one of them. Did you enjoy being involved in that battle, in that fight with Sean Porter?
Definitely. I told everybody before that fight, I said, you know, I'm going to fight Sean Porter's fight. You know, I'm going to fight him toe-to-toe. I'm gonna make it. It's going to be a rough, hard, grueling fight, and I'm going to fight him just like how he wants to fight me. And like I told everybody, I wasn't going to take a step backwards. And that's what I did. And it was a tough fight. It was a fun fight for me. I'm sure it was a pretty fun fight for him. And, you know, if that fight happens again, I wouldn't fight him the same.
I'm sure Derrick James wasn't too happy with you, right?
I wouldn't fight him the same, but, you know, if that fight happens again, you know, I'll be open to it. Like I said, it was a great fight. And I think a lot of the fans got their money worth with that fight, definitely.
Well, Staples Center was rocking, especially in that 12th round. Could a rematch with Sean Porter, does that intrigue you? Does that excite you? Is that a possibility for next year?
It definitely intrigues me, but it's so many fights out there that, you know, that have so many fighters that have yet to beat, like Danny Garcia, like Pacquiao, who else? Terrence Crawford. So many fighters that have not yet to beat yet, and you know, Sean Porter kind of goes, you know, back to the other side. So until I beat, you know, Danny Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Pacquiao, I doubt that I'll fight Sean Porter again.
Yes, sir. I'm on live.
The bird, man. Crazy ain't. This is November 21st. We purging, baby. Woo! Woo! Ah! Purging tonight. Purging. Don't start crying. Ah! Purging. Bird, man. Listen, man. Start helping these young boys. I leave the king sleep, man. You know, don't wake the king up, man. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Bird! Bird, man. Hey, listen, man. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. It's coming back home, baby. November 21st, underestimate the bad guy. The Bird, man, that's right. Coming back home, baby. November 24th, I don't care what you say. That's right, baby. The Bird, man, yeah. WBC champ. Unify, IBF. Get it right. The Bird, man. Crazy ain't. This is November 21st. We purging, baby. Woo! Woo! Bird, man. Listen, man. Start helping these young boys. I leave the king sleep, man. You know, don't wake the king up, man. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Bird! Bird, man. Oh, man, I'm gonna ask my friend something. What do you think about November 21st? I'm gonna beat him up. Really nice. Real nice. Don't forget November 21st, baby. How you gonna do it like that? Look, quick, we do it. Beat him up, quick, quick. Real nice. Bird, man. Hey, listen, man. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. It's coming back home, baby. November 21st, underestimate the bad guy. The Bird, man, that's right. Coming back home, baby. November 24th, I don't care what you say. That's right, baby. The Bird, man, yeah. WBC champ. Unify, IBF. Get it right. The Bird, man. Crazy ain't. This is November 21st. We purging, baby. Woo! Woo! Bird, man. Listen, man. Start helping these young boys. I leave the king sleep, man. You know, don't wake the king up, man. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Bird!
The new father, congratulations, Errol, on your newborn. I know that is, that's wonderful to see. But you're coming off of that layoff, Errol. You know, are you concerned at all about ring rust? And you mentioned that you wanted to fight. You did not want a tune-up fight coming out in your next fight. I mean, you're coming off of that car accident. You're the 14-month layoff, but you just seem to want any and all challengers. Why Danny Garcia?
Like I said, I picked Danny Garcia just so I can rise up to the occasion. You know, I feel like, you know, he was a great fighter, you know, and I still in my favor off a car crash. And I'm still, you know, the top dog in the division, the top guy in the division. So, you know, I feel like I would show that, you know, I'm just a great fighter and he's a great opponent. His dad gets me hype, just him saying how they're going to dictate the pace and how you going to, you know, come forward and throw punches and this and that and come take the belt from me in my hometown. You know, every time I fight in my hometown, I either got a knockout or just a shutout win. So I'm 100% ready for anything they bring to the table, with come forward, with the box, with just stand there and fight. We can do whatever they need to do, but at the end of the day, I'm going to listen to my coach dictate the pace. And I'm not going to get into the little heads game like with Sean Porter and things like that. Because I fought Sean Porter game and I beat him at his own game. You know, I'm sure his dad want me to, you know, stand there and slug with Danny Garcia. And he got a rock jaw chin. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to win the fight.
I want to go with Derrick because we were having some mic issues. But Derrick, with you, in terms of, you told me that Errol is hitting harder now than he ever has been. What do you feel is the key to success in that regard?
think that it's about just setting up what you want to set up. It's not easy. Then very
Derrick, I'm sorry, it's Kelly. Your microphone is not working. It's hard to hear you. We're going to have to just try to fix it on the ground there. If the camera people could fix it on the ground, and we'll hold questions for Derrick, please. I'm sorry.
Did you take out one of the AirPods?
We can hear Errol fine.
Put the other one back in, I think. That was the other one?
We can hear you too, camera lady. So if you
Yeah,
can,
it has to be his.
tell her to get off. Her sound is fine. We're recording this, please. So let's.
All right, let's go ahead and open it up to questions. Kelly, I believe we want to open it up for questions for the media as we get that rectified. But let's open it up for questions, if that's okay with you guys from the media. As we will go ahead and have the media ask questions. By all means, make sure that you are in queue and get ready to come out with your questions for Danny Garcia and Errol Spence and their trainers.
Yeah, for any media that would like to ask a question, please hit the raise hand button, and then we'll come to you. Our first question is going to come from Eric Woodyard. Eric, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
What's up? How you doing, Earl?
Can
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Just for you, you talked about not wanting to tune up fight and taking these risks, man. Do you feel like at this point in your career, you need these type of fights to continue to cement your legacy and take these risks? Because a lot of guys don't want to take these type of risks. So for you, like you say, jumping right out, you know, what does that mean for you? Are you feeling that urgency to make these type of statements at this point in your career?
Definitely, man. It's up to me to make that big splash, especially coming from my car accident. Everybody expected me, to take a lesser opponent, but me taking a lesser opponent, that was back when I made my pro debut in my first 10 fights and things like that. Now I want to fight the top dogs in the division. I finally got to that spot where I could fight, the big names and the guys I've been yearning to fight for. So now the time is time that I'm not gonna go backwards. I'm gonna just go forward and fight the top guys that I've been wanting to fight since I was like 14, 15 and 0. Since I won a title from Kell Brook.
All right, good luck, man.
All right, thanks, Eric. Our next question is going to come from Jamil Parker. Jamil, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, this is for Earl. Southpaws are aqua fighters. They're normally hit with straight rights and left hooks. We all know that Danny Garcia possesses power in both. How will you negate that during the fight?
I watch the fight and tune in, or you gonna come buy a ticket. But I mean, we got a game plan for everything, so I'm not worried about no little left hook or right hook or anything that he comes with.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Jamil. Our next question is going to come from Jake Donovan. Jake, you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Great, thank you very much. My question is actually for Danny. Danny, a lot of people are, for some reason, they're making a big deal about the fact that you're getting this fight after Errol's accident, but you actually wanted this fight well before. I mean, you were in the ring when Errol beat Sean Porter. How much of it was you seeing something in Errol that you can exploit versus just you always wanting to challenge yourself against the best?
I after the Mikey fight and the Porter fight, I saw some holes in his game, and I felt like it's a good opportunity for me to become champion again. So, and he's a great champion. I'm a great champion, and I feel like these type of fights bring out the best in Danny Garcia. They make me run that extra mile. They make me spar that extra round. They make me eat the right meals, and they give me the extra motivation I need. And I feel like this is the type of fight that's gonna bring out the best in me. And that's why I wanted it.
Great. Thank you so much, Danny. Best of luck. Errol, best of luck to you as well.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Our next question is going to come from Jandra LaBeouf. Jandra, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you. My first question is for Errol.
when you're a fight fan as well as a fighter, when you look at a fighter like Danny, do you learn more from his wins or do you learn more about him from his losses?
I mean, you definitely learn more from the wins. I mean, like I said, he has a lot of great wins, like great victories, and I mean, you learn a lot from just different fights. Some losses and some wins. Maybe the Keith Porter fight. Well, you learn from other fights in the past too, like him and Lamar Peterson and things like that. So, I mean, I don't really have to watch those fights because I mean, I'm a student of the game. I'm a fan of the sport. So that's all I do anyway is watch boxing. So I didn't watch Danny Garcia fight plenty of time.
Okay, thank you. And Danny, a question for you. Angel mentioned earlier that he thought Mikey Garcia ran the whole fight against Spence. When you look at Spence in that fight, what do you think he was most effective at and what he did well in that fight?
You know, I felt like he was the bigger, better man that night. I felt like, you know, Mikey has great skill, but I think the size difference, and he just let his hands go, and Mikey didn't have an answer. So Mikey kind of froze. And he just won every round, you know, just by letting his hands go. You know, Mikey didn't take no risk, but you know, Mikey did some good things in there. He held his ground well. He landed some good counter punches, and those are things that I'm taking into consideration, you know, for this camp.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck to both of you.
Andrew, next question. Andrew, any more questions? What the heck did happen? Oh my God.
Well, why don't we go ahead and do that?
Sorry about that, guys. Ben, baby, our next question will come from you if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, for sure. Errol and Errol, can y'all hear me okay? Awesome.
Yes, we can. Fire away.
Awesome. Hey, Errol, you know, quick question. I think all of us know about the accident, kind of what occurred. In some way, was that a real wake-up call for you and kind of what, you know, you needed to do in and out of the ring? I mean, how did that kind of affect you moving forward after you had the accident and everything that happened?
It really didn't do nothing, but just made me more focused, maybe hungrier, and gave me the same hunger that I had, you know, before I won the world title. So it just made me more focused, more hungry, make sure I kept my weight down, and you know, basically before I was probably coming to camp, you know, when it was just a training camp, I had a fight lined up, but now I'm actually, you know, training year round and, you know, making it a priority more than just, you know, okay, I got to fight now, I got to start training. Now I'm training ahead of time instead of just waiting till the last minute.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Hello, Danny. Hello, Angel, Derrick, and Errol. Hope you guys have all been well. I'm going to ask both Errol and Danny this question. And Danny, you could answer first. When you look at this matchup, like, honestly, like, why do you feel you can win this? Like, what do you see there in your own game that will give you the decision or the knockout win in this fight? And that same question goes to Errol.
You know, I feel like I'm a great fighter. You know, I'm a great fighter. And, you know, I've been in these type of fights before. These type of fights motivate me. You know, I know what I'm built of. I know what I'm built of. As long as I give 100% in the gym and stay mentally and physically ready, I know no one can beat me. And when Danny Garcia is focused like that, I know he's a dangerous man. And I believe I can beat anybody in the sport.
Errol, can I get your thoughts as to why you think you will win this fight, or that something that you possess that you feel that Danny won't be able to handle the night of the fight?
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter if it's inside or outside. I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, We got to lock it up. I feel like I'm going to come out on top because I know how to dig down deep and I know how to just fight.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Marcos. Our next question is going to come from John Cudney. John, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, guys. So this is a question first for Errol and Derrick. The country's been going through a long series of lockdowns. COVID-19 has been awful. Just wondering what it means to you guys to fight in front of a live crowd at Cowboy Stadium for this fight.
For me, it means, you know, it means everything. Just fighting at home and, you know, everything that everybody's been going through right now. And, you know, I just wish everybody that's going to come out, you know, be safe, wear your mask, you know, follow the social distancing protocols and things like that. And I feel like it'll be a smooth night.
For me, I think that it's great, man, just to come home and fight at home and be at home and fight a great fighter like this and you know, put on a great performance is amazing, because I think that it only builds your legend, it only builds your stock, and to be able to perform at home in front of a live audience is very difficult to do. But at the same time, that's for other people who are difficult for them, because Errol's been able to perform and do well in front of the audience, and we love that. So we love the energy, we love everything that the city brings us, from people from all over the world to everybody in Dallas. We love the energy.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Those are great answers. Okay, questions for Danny and Angel. So I'm going to ask a cynical question, but I'm interested to hear your honest answer. So you guys had already agreed to this fight, you know, as Jake mentioned earlier, but you know, how are you approaching this now that Errol has been through the car accident? Does it give you potentially, you know, extra confidence or a different approach, knowing he might have lost some speed off his fastball?
No, we're taking this fight, you know, he's a champion, so we're taking this fight 100% serious. We're not banking on no, you know, car accident or layoff and all those type of things. We're taking this 100% serious. Like I said before, we wanted this fight on January 25th. You know, things happened, then the COVID happened, so we just had to stay focused, and you know, the world had to weather the COVID storm and all the crazy things that's going on in the world. But now the fight's finally here. You know, we're 3.5 weeks away, and you know, I feel like camp is going great, and we're gonna go in there and have a great performance.
Yeah, you got
Angel, any thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta understand. Like Danny said, it was for January when we for a red catch was supposed to be Spence, but then he got into a tragedy. But that's the past. So we're not looking at the accident because we're not doctors. He's cleared by medical. His team say he's good. Everybody else saying he's good. To us, he's good. We can't worry about that. That's something that it doesn't make the fight better or worse. We're not gonna go in there thinking that he was in a car accident, that we got the advantage. We're not falling for that booby trap. That's a booby trap. All we know that we going and for the COVID too, the reason we chose Dallas, Texas, because they got fans, so we wanted fans. If not, it would have been somewhere else. You know, and as long as the people follow protocol, and you know, not that I'm saying that it's not real, it's epidemic, but all they give you is a fever for 10 days, not like it's gonna kill you. I mean, I don't know how the country is shut down over a fever, because we've been through worse in the past. So it's not the first time America ever had a virus. Okay, so like, as long as you follow protocol and you wear your little mask or whatever you want to wear, then you're good. But we're not worrying about that. We hopeless against protocol. We hopeless against masks. All we know is December 5th, we're going to go to Dallas. We're going to fight Spence and Danny. We're going to fight, and we're coming home victorious. That's all we got to worry about. Everything else is pushed to the side. It don't mean nothing to us. Like, it don't mean nothing. I had cancer. I had an accident. I had a motorcycle accident, and I'm here. So as long as you get medical clearance from a doctor, we ain't going over there thinking he had an accident. We're going to go in there and smack him around. He's done. You know, we got to respect him. He's a champ. So we're going in there. We're going to fight. And we're going to fight December 5th. And we're going to have a great fight. And at the end of that night, and now you. And that's how it's going to work out.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Great answers.
Thank you.
All right, yep, thanks, Sean. We're going to have just a couple more media asked questions here. Our next question is going to come from Ellie Seckbag. Ellie, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey guys, great to see you. I'm so excited about this fight. It's the biggest fight this year. What, for both Danny and for Errol, what do you guys do great and what does your opponent do great?
You want me to go first?
Danny, you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I do everything great. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm a true champion. I make adjustments. I could bang it out. I could box. I feel like I can use my jab. And, I feel like that's why I'm a 3-time world champion because, I face many styles, southpaws, bangers, boxers, sluggers, been the underdog. And, I came out on top. So I feel like these are the type of fights that bring out the best in me.
Well, I
Thanks,
feel
Danny.
like,
Errol?
Things Danny do great is, he counter punches well. Got nice, sharp, short hooks. Something that can be wild, but it's still strong and, hits hard. Has a great chin. A guy that's not, is willing to get hit and still come back with his shot too. So, like I said, great counter puncher. And the guy that's always, when he is the underdog, he always rises to the occasion, at least at 140 pounds. So, with me, I feel like I do a lot of things great. I feel like I can box. I feel like I can bang. I feel like, I can do it all. So it's not just one thing I can just point out that I do great.
Thank you. And then one more question. What makes your trainers, for both fighters, what makes your trainers so great?
I feel what makes my my trainer so great, he believes in me 110%. A lot of trainers are great trainers, but mentally they're not there for you. And I feel like Pops, he trains you hard, but he makes you believe in yourself. And I think that's the most important thing in and out the ring.
Well, for me, I feel like my coach is very detailed. Always paying attention to the little things. Even if I'm doing something right, he'll still, put it in my brain and still tell me, hey, keep your hands up or throw your jab or do this and do that. So with him, I feel like it's the details. He's always looking for something. It's never anything perfect for him. Everything has flaws in it, everything you can learn from. So, with him, it's just, just detailed, very detailed coach.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you so
Ellie.
much. Thanks.
Angel, what must Danny do in order to get the win over Errol Spence Jr. on December 5th?
Well, we're not going to I never look at tapes from past fights from Danny's opponents. So we're not going to learn nothing from him and Garcia, Mikey. You can't learn nothing from that. And what I do is when I train Danny, I focus on Danny. I don't worry about looking at video because I'm hopeless against that. I can't change nothing that they got over there. I know what I can make Danny better. So we've been working on things we're gonna dictate the fights. First of all, we're gonna be on top of him. So we're not gonna do like Mikey did. He ran, all night. He was glad he was out of there. He was glad he took the check home, I bet. But we're not looking at that. We're looking at going to Texas, in Dallas Stadium, because they got a little rival, the Eagles against Dallas. So we're going out there, we're gonna sit on their helmet. On Dallas Stadium, we're gonna sit on their helmet after Danny wins the title. So I can't tell you what we got, but we're gonna bring anything he got, we're gonna respond to anything he brings to the table. Not disrespecting the man, because I gotta respect him as a fighter. But just because you see 2 L's on Danny, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat him, it was all bullshit politics. Can I curse? Can I curse?
Kelly, that's a question for Kelly Watson.
Well, I just make sure. I want to make sure that I don't get beat. Because, I can be professional too. So let's get back to Danny. We got 2 L's. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But it was a lot of crap calling me, you know, politics, calling me racist and all that dumb crap that came with it. You know what I'm saying? But this time around, in Dada, we're not going to put it in the judge's hands. It's not going to be in the judge's hands no more. Danny got to do what he got to do. And December 5th, we're going to Dallas because, first of all, we chose to fight him in Dallas. So make people understand that he ain't the A side like they say he is. You know, it's both sides. You know what I mean? Danny makes calls too. And another thing that I'll make sure is there too is world judges. We want world judges. We ain't going with local judges to make it fair. And at the end of the day, after we take care of that, and then Danny's got to go in there and do his thing with these two right here, the ones he got. Because he's not going over the handicap. He got two hands like he does. And anything Spence brings to the table, we're going to respond to anything he brings. So that whatever they bring, whatever they got in mind, I'm hopeless. I can't. That's their team over there. I got to respect that. But I know what we bring. We're bringing a great fight December 5th.
Thank you very much, Angel.
I need the world to know Danny's no opponent. Don't get that twisted. He's no opponent. He got 2 L's, yeah, but you got to respect him, man. He's 39 fights. And we wasn't pampered. What I mean by that is that Danny didn't have it easy in this game. All odds against him. He should have been the Olympian 2018, but we got sent up the river too. So they want him to be the alternate, just in case you didn't have that in the resume.
I got you. Well,
You know
I
mean?
appreciate it,
Just in case
Angel.
people think that Danny just came from Little Woods in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Danny, he came here because he fought to come here. And Danny fought top fighters when he was coming up. When he was 6-0, do the resume.
Yeah.
Oscar de la Hoya and 2-pound Stevie. 6-0 with a 28 guy, 11 lost, 18 KO southpaw. And Danny destroyed him in front of my best fighter in the world was Alexi Arguello.
Angel, we'll come back to you. Let's go over to Derrick James.
thank
We
you.
appreciate the passion and how much you believe in your son.
Yeah,
and now let's go to Derrick James,
This
who
the
also
big man
believes.
talking. We working with the big man.
All right, thanks, Ben. Our next question will come from Carlos Toro. Carlos, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, gentlemen. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. First question to Errol, obviously, you're back in the fold, you're training and everything, but how did it feel just getting into that first sparring session, that first gym session after the accident and preparing for the fight? How did it feel to you just kind of getting back into the fold, physically and mentally?
At first, the first time I sparred, it felt kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, it felt real weird. But after probably like the third or fourth, sparring session, everything was just clicking, and now I'm sharp as a tack now. So, everything's back to normal. I feel like I wouldn't have no ring rust at all come December 5th.
Quick, Derrick, how has Errol looked so far in this training camp, kind of after that initial phase where he was just trying to just get back into the rhythm of things?
Well, even when he was getting back to the rhythm and finding himself in the ring, he still was looking good. But I think it was the level of comfort that came in that made the difference. I mean, so it's like he still looked good from the first day spar to each day after that. But when you get more comfortable with just being back in the ring, being back home or whatever, it's you can see a difference. It looked amazing. It looked good. Everybody will see on December 5th who he really is.
One quick question to Danny. Danny, I know Angel was talking about the fact that, bringing in world judges and not local judges. And you've had the two very close losses on the scorecards to Sean Porter and to Keith Thurman. Do you kind of look at this fight against Errol and believe that there is a sense of urgency or more pressure to kind of take the fight out of the judges' hands, even, with trying to bring in different judges to try to make the fight as fair as possible? Do you feel like a knockout is more of a priority this time around?
My job is to fight. At the end of the day, my job is to fight. I can't go in there and worry about judges. The judges are going to do what they do. They're going to score the fight. My job is to put 110% in the gym and know that when I go in there, come fight night, I'll be ready. You know, that's my job. My job is to fight and win rounds and win fights. The judges are not on my mind. You know, I can't worry about that. That's just a distraction. So at the end of the day, I'm worried about Danny Garcia being ready and going in there, handling my business, and that's the only thing I know how to do.
Thanks, gentlemen. Best of luck to the both of you come fight night.
All right. Thanks, Carlos.
Listen, 40. You gotta give it 40. You want to keep up with these guys, him and Jamel, man. You want to be the best you can be at what you do.
by the banner, and then at some point, if you can like look at grab up and stuff, then you can just switch between this and They want Derrick on camera, so Derrick, you mind coming over here as we work? Just talk to you real quick. We are with the esteemed trainer.
I take the mask on? No.
If you want, I mean, whatever is more comfortable with you. We are with the esteemed trainer of Errol Spence Jr., Derrick James. Derrick, first of all, how has camp gone? Has there been any differences that you're seeing out of the welterweight champion of the world?
No, he's been working harder. That's the only difference I see. The dedication, the determination is more. I think that the competition is within himself. I think that, with that being said, I think that he's pushing himself harder, he's working harder, and he's being very focused.
When you heard about the car accident last year, what went through your mind?
I had no thoughts, because I wasn't for sure the impact of it, right? I really didn't get any clarity until I got to the hospital. And I talked with a police officer, and I talked with a doctor, and they said that he was okay, no ligaments torn, no broken bones or nothing like that. So from that point, I was clear. I was pleasant. I had good thoughts because he was okay. So that's why I really thought and I was okay about it.
Danny Garcia, 2-division world champion. Errol Spence's opponent December 5 on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. What challenges does he present to you guys?
I mean, he's very smart. He's very intelligent. He's like the most decorated fighter, really one of the most decorated fighters active right now. He has the deepest resume other than Manny Pacquiao, especially in the welterweight division. So I mean, he's a threat, and you have to be able to be focused and be on your A game and be able to beat him.
during the virtual press conference with yourselves and the Garcias, Angel Garcia said that we are going to come to Dallas and we are going to sit on the helmet of the Cowboys, essentially meaning he's going to handle business against your fighter, Errol Spence. Do those antics and do those words affect you guys at all? Does it upset you?
No, not at all, because I think that to be in this sport and be on this level, you have to believe you're going to go in there and win. You can't think you're going to lose a fight. So for him, you have to be positive, you have to be motivated by some aspect of whatever it is. If they feel like that's the motivation, the Dallas Philly thing, or the NFL thing, that's what they want to do. Let them be inspired by it, but we're inspired by other things. It's hard to compete with a man who competes against himself.
And lastly, you told me that since the accident, Errol Spence is hitting the hardest that he ever has in his career.
Right.
Why is that, and what is the key to his power?
The key to his power is his body. I mean, he uses his whole body in his punches, so he's not just punching with his physical strength. And he's really focused and keened on technique. And that's the technique of it, is you turning with your whole body with 147 pounds of pressure, opposed to hitting with just physical strength. And the body's not built to take that type of pressure, so if he's hitting with that type of pressure, generally it could be a knockout at any point. Not to say he's gonna knock Danny Garcia out, but to say that with the right rotation, the right turn of the body, back it up.
Derrick, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to the workout with Errol Spence Jr.
Thank you, appreciate it, bro.
Derrick James joining us back to the workout with Errol Spence. Where did Lester? No, Lester. Can you bring him over here? Oh, there we go. Mind if we just do a quick interview with you off camera? I'm just going to ask you a couple. All right, we are here with Lester Bedford, who is one of the organizers for December 5's Errol Spence Jr. Danny Garcia pay-per-view from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Lester, thanks so much for joining us. Can you tell me about how big of a fight state Texas is?
Oh, it's huge. For me, it's the biggest boxing market in the country because you have Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth. You've got the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. You've got the Cowboys Stadium, which is major football stadium with a roof, and we've also got the new Globe Park, Life Park, in where the Texas Rangers are, where Dodgers won the World Series. That's a new player possibly down the road. And also you've got Minute Maid Park, so you have all these major arenas with a roof. And so it's not just football stadiums, but they're football stadiums with roofs, and you can do major boxing events all day in those.
You've been a part of some big moments for Errol Spence. At the start when he defended his title against Carlos Ocampo. Last year when he defended his title to nearly 50,000 fans. Mikey Garcia. How special is Errol Spence, and how much does this area of the Dallas area take him in as their native son?
Well, I'd say he's really the first fighter ever from Dallas-Fort Worth that they've really grabbed from Dallas. There's been a couple Fort Worth fighters, Donald Curry, Stevie Cruz, Paulie Ayala down, back several years ago. But the first fighter from Dallas that has ever drawn anything like Errol Spence is Errol Spence.
I don't know for sure.
His last fight did 47,000 people at the Cowboy Stadium. And that's pretty special. Anytime a guy can draw 40-something thousand people. And it's been a long time coming. Dallas has really responded to him. And I think that involvement, a lot is the Cowboys' involvement. But more than anything, it's Errol Spence is such a great fighter. And it's the support here is overwhelming. And also the excitement for his comeback, because so many people were worried about him, and he was fortunate to have survived the accident that he had. So there's a lot of enthusiasm to see Errol back in the ring, and just enthusiasm in general, even before that.
How giddy is Jerry Jones to be able to have a local homegrown fighter who's a world champion be fighting in his palace? I consider it a palace, that is AT&T Stadium.
Oh, I think Jerry's very excited. He's a boxing fan himself. I don't know if anybody knows, but he promoted 3 boxing events himself. In Arkansas, he used to have a heavyweight, and so to keep that heavyweight busy, Jerry actually promoted some fights. So he's a big boxing fan himself, and he fell in love with Errol, not just because of the fighter that he is, but because of the character and the person that he is. And it's just been a great relationship. Tom Brown, TGB Promotions established a great relationship with the Cowboys, and I've been fortunate enough to be involved with Tom and also the Cowboys. And I know Jerry, he's all in. He's all in for boxing. He's all in for Errol Spence.
Well, Lester, thank you so much. We look forward to December 5 on BBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
Thank you. It'll be fun.
Lester Bedford, one of the event organizers here in the Dallas area. Watching Errol Spence work out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So get some, send me some. Yeah.
I think you're fine. No, I got you. Oh, yeah.
$50 seconds.
Derrick, can we wrap him in a few minutes? That way I can grab him over here like in a few minutes?
Yeah, it's time. It's time. So
he's good.
Yeah. George.
We are once again going to be joined alongside by the welterweight champion of the world, Errol Spence. Errol, you look in impeccable shape. Is this the best you've ever felt heading into a prize fight?
Definitely. It's one of the best I ever felt. I feel good. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go. You see how I'm sweating now. I'm not dried out and look like I'm just struggling to make weight. I'm feeling good, man.
For Danny Garcia, He's known to have power with his right hand. He demonstrated that being the only guy to stop Adrian Granados. The left hook put Amir Khan away nearly 8 years ago. Is he the hardest puncher that you've ever faced in your career?
I don't know that yet. I'll see when I get in the ring December 5th. Good thing I'm not Adrian Granados or Amir Khan.
So let's talk about stylistically when it comes to you going ahead and starting quick. Is that something that you want to go ahead and do and set the pace early on in the fight?
I'm just going to fill him out. I don't know how the first round going to go. Fill them out. If I can press, I'm gonna press. Do what I do. But we got a game plan. My coach got a great game plan. I'm gonna let it go come December 5th, so I can't wait. Everybody's got to tune in and watch to see what I want to do. But it is gonna be an exciting fight.
When you went through your trials and tribulations with the car accident, when it happened, did you ever think you'd be able to get back to this level? Because when it happened, there was a lot of unknown and uncertainty surrounding you and your career.
Just like you said, it was a lot of uncertainty, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I was going to keep training, go to a Cleveland clinic and go to any facility I can go to and talk to the doctors and get all type of brain scans and body scans and just make sure I was 100% ready to get in the ring. They gave me the okay. They said, I'm good. I had no brain bleeding, anything. So now I'm just ready to go.
And let's talk about the fact that during camp, you had another child, I believe a newborn son and stuff. So what is that, 3 for you, Errol?
Yes, sir, that's 3.
How has that been like? I mean, the fact that you're training for Danny Garcia and now you have a newborn baby boy. I mean, what was that like for you?
Just a blessing, man. It's a blessing. It's motivation. He pushes me and it just makes me work harder. Just seeing his face, in my mind and just, push me to work harder along with my 2 other daughters. So I'm just working hard, man, stay 100% focused. Like I said, I want to give them a great future. I want to give my 3 kids a great future and make sure they have the best life and make sure I give them the best life. And the only way I can do that is train hard, stay focused, and do what I have to do December 5th to get this victory.
What kind of statement do you want to make against Danny Garcia?
I'm gonna make an impactful statement. I guarantee you, it's gonna be highlights everywhere, all over social media, all over TV channels and everything like that. I'm going to put on a great show, great performance, and I will get that W come December 5th.
Assuming all goes according to plan, what do you want to tell Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford?
Line them up. They already know who to talk to. I got one person to talk to, that's Al Heyman. They got one person to talk to, and we get this fight on the road. So they already know after I put on this great show come December 5th, whoever else in my way, let's get it.
Errol, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you on December 5 on BBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
Thank you, man. Down strap season. You know what time it is.
Errol, the truth, Spence.
Birdman. Like Fight Night. Hit it with a right. Fight Night. Hit it with the right. Right. December 5th. Birdman. That's right. Ah! Birdman. Fight Night. Birdman. We ain't new at this. We not new at this. We know what to do. We know what time it is. December 5th time. And you. He runs the hills too. Ain't nothing new to this. The Birdman, baby, DSG. He run the hills too. We run to the moon if we have to. Don't count the chicks without hatching. Don't forget that. Birdman. Woo! That's right. That's right. December 5th. Don't forget. Tune in. Pay-per-view. Dallas, Texas. We coming. We're going to take over. We're taking over. That's right. Champ is here. The bird.
And now we have the Philadelphia product in Danny Swift Garcia, who's got his shirt off and already ready to go. And my goodness, Danny, you're looking in fantastic physical shape. First of all, happy early Thanksgiving to you and your family. I know you probably won't be able to enjoy it, but tell us about how you're feeling. We are just 12 days away until December 5 as you challenge Errol Spence Jr. on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
Oh, man, I feel great. You know, it's been a tremendous camp. It's been a long camp. You know, we put in a lot of hard work. As you can see, my body is looking like I'm 21 again, like I went through puberty again. So I feel good. You know, Thanksgiving is here. You know, I'm thankful for everything, you know, for this big fight. I'm thankful for my family, for everyone who's going to come to the fight. And my weight is good so I can eat. I'm not going to eat too much turkey. It makes you tired. But, you know, we'll probably have some little bit of chicken for me on the side.
Danny, I've seen you in various training camps over the past, I mean, I've known you for a long time, but I almost feel like you're re-energized, like you're rejuvenated. There's a hop in your step, like you're excited to come in here and train. I mean, you kind of came in here earlier and you were just like, let's get to training. Do you feel re-energized?
Yeah, I feel great. You know, this is definitely another chapter in my career. This is my chance to, you know, have a beautiful ending, you know, because this is a big fight. So a storybook ending with this victory and unify the titles again will just put me where I want to be in my career.
Is this a legacy fight for you against Errol Spence Jr. on December 5 on pay-per-view?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a legacy fight. I feel like every fight that I fight is a legacy fight. And, you know, we put in a lot of hard work and, you know, it's been a lot of emotion, a lot of hard work and dedication, and we're just ready to go.
All right, Danny, we're going to let you work out and get yourself set and ready to go. We are excited to watch you train here on the PBC on Fox YouTube page. Danny, we will talk with you, and we're also going to talk with your father, your illustrious trainer as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Danny Swift Garcia, who's been a gracious host. We're going to watch him work out here on the PBC on Fox YouTube page. The Philadelphia product getting ready to work out, and we're going to talk with Angel Garcia later on in the next few moments.
Can you help him? I'm in the black on it. You want me to go in the bag? No.
Yeah, go in the bag.
Because I already did for you.
Do the bag and then we'll do the bag.
Eric, they're right there. Right there. They're right there. The red. Yeah.
That was good. That'll take a toll on even everybody. Everybody in the camp gets a toll on.
Yeah.
You know, people think it's only the fighter, but it's a fatigue. It's a
Do what, Bill?
in a camp, like, you know, people don't fail to realize how the camp don't only grind on the fighter, it grinds on the team as well. Like everybody got a job, you know. It's like a fatigue, like an anxiety, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta be energy. You gotta be a force.
I mean, everybody on the team is extremely seasoned on the world level, but even though he's still like, you know what I mean? Nature the beast, right?
Yeah, but everything works with the galaxy, bro. It's all your destiny.
Absolutely.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Hold on, I gotta open them more.
No, go ahead. It's in there.
You sure you want it like that?
Yeah, that's good.
It's like Berto used to say, life energy. You put your life energy into it, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's part of the galaxy. You gotta feed off the energy of the galaxy, but it's part of us humans. The galaxy is as big as the galaxy.
On the same page.
Flex a little bit for the people out there. Look, man, what's up with y'all? We ready too. We ready. We did this before. We ain't new at this. We ain't new at this. Look at this. Look at that. He ready too. December 5th, we coming. That's right. We coming. Hey, listen, man. 6 feet away, man. Yeah, restart that. Reset it.
We can turn on music, right?
Well,
you guys can play music if you
can
want.
put it low? Yeah. Put the radio.
Radio.
Yeah. You know how to hit that? I got it. Listen, we had a great camp. We got 2 more Saturdays to go. We're in the ring. December 5th. Danny's 100% focused. He always been focused for every fight. It's not that we taking him lightly or taking him slightly, but we take everybody serious. All the fights Danny's had, we took everybody very seriously. We don't change nothing. We multiply. We like the baby kids. We multiply.
Now, the odds makers have Danny an underdog heading into this fight. Does that anger you, or do you guys even pay attention to that?
Well, the thing is that Danny always been underdog. Kyle was 7-1. I couldn't understand that. Matisse was like 3-1, I think, something like that. But listen, the only reason they got him probably underdog because Spence is undefeated. But that don't mean nothing. But that's okay because my friends can get rich.
Now, are you trying to have Danny start a little bit quicker in this fight compared to, the fights against Thurman and Porter? He started a little bit slower, narrow losses that he had. Are you guys wanting to start quicker?
Well, the thing is, Danny, he's always been like that since the amateur. He takes 3 rounds to warm up. But after that, we could give him the first 3. It's still not over. We got 12 rounds to work with. The thing is, when Danny, like I said before, when Danny start landing leather, will they be able to handle it? That's the issue right there. It's not about the odds and all that because they're not in the ring. You know what I mean? That's somebody behind the desk that's trying to, make money. It's okay. I understand everybody need money because I need money too. But I ain't listening to the odds because at the end of the day, hey, listen, that's where the money's at, on the odds. It's not, if the odds not against you, then people don't make money. So you want to always beat the odds.
Do you think that Danny is the hardest puncher that Errol Spence has ever faced? Because Danny has power in both ends. He demonstrated the left hook against Amir Khan, Eric Morales, and that right hand put away Adrian Granados, something that has never happened to Granados in his career.
No, you're right. Listen, when Danny, if he throws a straight right like he hit Zab Judah with, and then he throws and he hits him, he flushes him, Spence ain't getting up. Because you're right, Spence haven't been hit yet. We only know 3 fights that he had, respecting the sport of boxing, because I respect all fighters. So I don't want people to misunderstand this. I respect all fighters. If you put your life in the ring, I respect that. But at the end of the day, we know 3 names that he fought. 3 names. I mean, we got a bad decision on one of them. But everybody else, you don't know. How many of you know Danny got? That tells you everything right there.
You are very.
It's all about your resume sometimes.
You're very confident. During the virtual press conference, you said, because you're from Philadelphia, you're an Eagles fan. Obviously, Errol's from Dallas. We'll be fighting at AT&T Stadium, home of the Cowboys. You said, we're going to go and we're going to sit on their helmet.
No, we are.
What does that mean to you?
Well, we're going to do like Tio did. Remember, Tio ran into the Cowboy and he stood into it. So we're not going to stand, but we're going to sit on it.
December 5, if things go your way, will this be the most satisfying victory for Danny Garcia?
Well, people ask that all the time, but the thing is, Danny had tougher fights, man.
So
we already been there. We already been there. So Matisse was the boogeyman.
So you don't think that this is the toughest fight of Danny's career?
The only reason it makes it look like the best fight for his career right now because Spence is undefeated and Danny came off 2 losses with Porter and Thurman. You know what I mean? But it was politics in that. But we're not going to get it because that's the path. We're not going to cry with spilled milk. But to me, Danny already been there. Listen, Matisse was the most feared man. Listen, Kendall Hawk, going back to Kendall Hawk. Kendall Hawk was putting people to sleep. Everybody was running from him on his prime. Khan didn't even want to fight him. And we took him, and we were in the middle of the ring right there. Mano a mano right there. The way Latinos do it. And Kendall Hall was biting down his mouthpiece, trying to stay up. And we didn't take him washed up, we took him on his prime. Matisse on his prime. Khan was already, you know, on his prime still, but we knew his chin was shady, but he was a big name. But he still could fight, though.
So if Errol Spence is watching this, what do you want to tell him?
Well, I'm going to tell Spence this. I'm going to tell this if he's watching right now. Listen, brother, I respect you as an athlete because I got to respect you. I can't bash you because the sport of boxing, I love the sport of boxing, and I hate when people put fighters down. But, brother, we in for a fight. December 5th, we fighting, brother. And I say we because I'm in there with Danny spiritually. That's the difference between me and a lot of coaches out there. We fighting you spiritually. It's two spirits going to fight that night. And all I want you to come out healthy and Danny come out healthy because I'm going to pray for you too, brother. That's how I play.
Angel,
December 5th, we on.
Hey, Angel, I got to ask you one last question because you are definitely a personality. You talk about the Birdman, What does the Birdman mean for you, especially heading into this fight with Errol Spence?
The Birdman, just somebody that's a cuckoo bird. No. The Birdman, people loved it. I came on one day with the Birdman. I did the Birdman call. Now everybody calling the Birdman.
Something to keep things light during camp, huh?
It's just to listen, it's just to have fun every day, you know what I mean?
Keep them relaxed,
listen,
right?
Man, I'm no young boy. You know what I mean? I got to have fun, brother. You only live once. And how people are going to remember you is by your fun time. Nobody going to remember you when you was having an argument.
True.
People going to remember the good times of your life. So life is short. Life is not promised. So listen, brother, age is only but a number. I'm going to have fun all my life.
All right, Angel, thank you so much. We'll let you go work out. Danny Garcia working out here.
Nervous.
Angel Garcia, the trainer and the father of Danny Garcia. You are watching the Danny Garcia workout here on the PBC on Fox YouTube page. Don't miss his welterweight unification showdown, December 5 on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. Throughout the course of the workout, you will hear from Angel Garcia, and we will go further in depth with the two-division world champion from Philadelphia, PA, Danny Swift Garcia. Again, don't miss it. 12 days away until AT&T Stadium. Spence versus Garcia on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
up, bro? Okay. Okay, you got military shirt on.
You looking like that? You dressed?
Frisky, huh?
Ah, shit.
I know you feel it because I can hear it. Now don't lie. Old timers say cracking, that's what they mean. You get that crack. There you go. That's all fair. Every south on that grandmama struck the right hand left foot. So you went in that and you say that lip on that right side. Touch that right side, is right. You know, four lead with the lip. Take one. Woo, there it is. Good shit. Move your head after that shot. Good shit. Everyone going to combination. Everyone coming out. Move quickly after the last punch. Don't hesitate. Hesitate to get hit. Forget you can box too. You don't come up to the market and not know what you're doing. Not America anyway. Good shit.
Flush him. Flush him up top. Flush him up top. La nena, tenés que usarla. You don't use it at all, bro.
Guys, hide your power. Show him something, give him something else. That power underneath in front.
You are watching the Danny Swift Garcia workout here in his hometown of Philadelphia, PA, where we are here at his gym, as we are just 12 days away until Danny Garcia challenges Errol Spence Jr. at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Limited fans will be in attendance. You can watch it live on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. Danny Garcia, a two-division world champion, looking to hand Errol Spence the first loss of his professional career. It all comes your way on December 5 on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view, brought to you by Man Down Promotions, DSG Promotions, along with TGB Promotions.
Why you looking at me? Don't look at me. Listen. Don't look at me. What you looking at me for?
End of the football, then with the two.
Why are you looking at me? Don't look. Listen, this is all ear for sports. When you do that, you start doing that shit. And you look. Don't look.
Get some of them news.
Now the baby wants you. Hey. Okay. That's okay, baby. Oh.
Pick up where you left off. Pick up where you left off. Change gears on it.
Keep that little crispy inside. Come around and it's crispy in front. Thank you.
Good shit. Up and down, get creative. Show him something, give him something else. Good shit.
We are joined alongside by the mother of Danny Garcia as she watches her son work out. Mrs. Garcia, thank you so much for your time. Can you tell us about how proud you are of your son, the two-division world champion from right here in Philadelphia?
Well, I'm extremely proud of him. You know, he works really hard, and being a mother of a boxer, it's extremely nerve-wracking, even though I'm really proud of him, and I wish him the best. it tears me apart to see my son box.
Now, do you attend every fight? Do you watch it at home? What is that process like for you?
I've never missed a fight. I go to all his fights. So I've been to all his fights, and it's nerve-wracking.
How is he feeling, and how is his preparation different for this fight compared to others, or is it about the same?
Danny always work hard, so to me it's about the same, but he always try to work harder for every fight.
Now, not only do you have your son, Danny, fighting, but your husband, Angel, is his trainer. What is that balancing act like?
Well, him being the trainer, I know my husband is crazy. And sometimes he get in trouble because he says what he thinks. And I think that you should not say what you think, you know what I mean? But that's Angel, he's crazy and nobody's gonna change him.
How excited are you for December 5?
I'm very excited. And I know my son is gonna be victorious.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Garcia.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Garcia joining us. We get back to Danny's workout.
There you go. Woo. Like Rocky Marciano can do your head guards in the arms, the chest, and the shoulders. These are to beat their arm to the point they couldn't use their hands no more. Remember the one? Look at the shot, look at the shot. Some of the body shots underneath, their rib smack. Yeah. I think he's not doing it because he don't want to get the cat out the bag. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he just, you know what I mean? Because you said don't show him what you don't want him to see. Oh, yeah. And Sun Tzu said in the book, The Art of War, he said all warfare is based off deception. Yeah. You got to deceive him. Show him something, give him something else. Yeah, am I right? You don't show everything. Yeah, I just read that, John. Yeah, I mean, time. Everything ain't for everybody. He'll see it when it means something. Time. Unfortunately for him, it's going to be too late. That secret is all kept, right? The pirate said 3 can keep a secret, 2 is dead. Good shit. Nice and snappy. There you go. Nobody ever stuck a jab on the shot. Good range. There you go. Fundamental kick right there. Good eye. Move your head, move your hand. Stop moving the head start. Head stop moving the feet. Corkscrew that joint right in it. There it is. The earthquake.
You're watching the Danny Swift Garcia workout here in his hometown of Philadelphia as he's being trained by his father, Angel, the 2-division world champion, just 12 days away until his welterweight pay-per-view showdown against Errol Spence Jr. at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It all comes your way on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view on December 5. Going to be an incredible night of action as the welterweight championship of the world is on the line. Danny Garcia aiming to become the first man to defeat Errol Spence Jr.
Good shit. Sit down. How you doing, sis?
Hi, Dad.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to do, well, I wanted 4, but now we just do 6. We do, 4, do my pass.
So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna do pass,
You want to
too.
do that?
I'm gonna do pass. I'm gonna take the mask, so I can't do shit with the mask. Gancho. Step. Come back, left foot. Come back over here. No, wait to the left. Oh. Right here. Yeah, champ. Right here, champ. Gancho. Y la derecha por encima. Over, man. Over. You can hear me? Yeah. You next. Come back over here, bro. Con 4 más left. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Right here. Counter.
I'll block it.
Yeah, come over the top, over the hand. Whatever you want to do. Go.
What's up or not?
That's just like back in the day, the school and shit.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
That's that show, the French show?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The French, yeah.
I'm gonna drop him this off.
Where?
At the mall.
Alright. Yeah, like, slip jab right there.
We're here in Philadelphia on the PBC on Fox YouTube page as you are watching the 2-division world champion, Danny Swift Garcia, prepare for battle against Errol Spence Jr., December 5 on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. Danny, trained as always by his father, the always entertaining Angel Garcia, who loves the sport of boxing. Danny prepared and ready to go, 12 days time from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Don't miss it on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
Hold on, baby. Hold on. Baby girl behind me.
Once again, we are here with the two-division world champion, Danny Swift Garcia. Danny, you look in impeccable shape. I mean, can you tell us about the fact that I feel like you seem to thrive during these big fights?
Sure.
Is this something that really gets the juices flowing and the adrenaline pumping for you?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. It's crazy because I've been the underdog my whole career. So when I'm not the underdog, I don't feel right. So I'm right where I want to be right now. I'm in my comfort zone.
Would you say that you fight better as the underdog compared to being the favorite?
I wouldn't say that. You know, I say I fight great all the time, but it's definitely the energy I like. It's the chip I like to have on my shoulder. It's like I'm proving myself all over again after so many world title fights and big events, and I have to prove myself again. And that's what keeps me going.
You fought more current or former world champions on paper than that of Errol Spence. Do you feel like your experience is going to play a factor in the fight on December 5?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've been in there with some wizards, you know, like Eric Morales, he was a wizard. You know, he Zab Judah, even though they were a little in their 30s, late 30s, but their experience was something you could learn off. It's like you're going to school that night. So I definitely been in there with some legends, and I learned a lot from them guys. You know, I learned a lot from everything, and everything I learned in my career was lead me to this fight.
Now, you were very close to potentially making it to the Olympic team in 2008. Do you feel like you don't get the credit that you deserve for being a very good pure boxer and a technician?
No, I feel like, you know, numbers don't lie at the end of the day. This is a numbers game. So when you sell out the Barclays Center, when you have a market, when you get millions of views, the fans see, the fans, you can't force the fans to like you. Like, no matter how much the media pumps you, and the media pumps you like a superstar, and the fans don't like you, you can't force the fans to like you. You can't force the fans to buy a ticket. You can't force them to watch you fight. And I proved that no matter what people say about me, they come to watch me, and my fans love me.
Well, the city of Philadelphia has certainly opened their arms to you. You are so proud of this rich fighting city. Can you tell us about what being from Philadelphia means to you, and what does it mean to be a Philly fighter?
I feel like if I wasn't from Philly, there would be no Danny Garcia, to be honest. This city has made me the champion I am today. You know, going down from the Joe Frazier to the great Bernard Hopkins, you know, all the great fighters from Philadelphia. You know, I just grew up in that old school mindset of boxing where you're real disciplined. You're taught to fight with your hands up since a kid. And I think that served me well, you know, mentally and physically. And the fact that I'm Puerto Rican, I have a whole nother arsenal of Puerto Rican blood and their great heritage. So I feel like I got the best of both worlds when it comes to boxing.
When you look at that, because I know you're proud of your Puerto Rican heritage, you've mentioned the likes of Hector Camacho, but does that give you extra fuel to be able to go out there and get that significant victory, that major prize fight win on December 5 against Errol Spence Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is it. This is the fight you got to win. This is for your legacy. So, you know, besides everything else, this is a fight that I have to win. And, you know, I've been here every day working hard for one goal, and that's just to win.
Can you tell us about the relationship, the bond that you share with your father, Angel Garcia? Because I don't think I've ever seen you without your father, and you guys have this father-son dynamic, fighter-trainer dynamic as well, but I feel like you guys are best friends.
Yeah, we're definitely best friends. You know, we could tell each other anything. We could do anything together. It's just fun. You know, it's fun to have someone on your side all the time. You know, someone you could trust, and that's what we have. We have trust and we have friendship, and I think that's why it serves us so well.
You've been fighting before PBC was born back in March of 2015, but you've been such an integral piece to Premier Boxing Champions and the brand. What does it mean to you to be a part of PBC?
Oh man, it's an honor. You know, since 2015, I believe my first fight was on Premier Boxing Champions. So it's been a great 5 years. You know, everything they promised me, they've done. You know, and and now we're here, a big pay-per-view event. 5 years later from when it launched, Garcia versus Spence, and it's great. I'm just excited to be a part of it. You know, it's a blessing.
I asked your father this, but I'd like for you to expound on this as well. In your mind, are you the hardest hitter that Errol Spence has ever gone up against?
No doubt about it. You know, he's been in there. I don't think he's never been in there with a fighter who could punch like me. Yeah, actually, no, he's never been in. I know for sure I'm one of the hardest hitters in boxing, period. So, I mean, anybody who steps in the ring with me, I'm going to be the hardest hitter they faced.
Do you think the layoff is going to affect him at all? Because it's going to be 14 months since he stepped inside the ring against Sean Porter back at the end of September of 2019.
I don't know. Everyone's different. You know, I can't really speak for him because I don't know. That's something he has to figure out, and we'll have to see December 5th. I know I'm ready, and I'm ready to go. And I can't really worry about what he's bringing to the table. I have to worry about Danny Garcia.
Has training been any different for you because we are living in this new world of COVID-19?
Yeah, definitely. Training has been way different. I ain't gonna lie. It's boxing's a lonely sport, but during the COVID times, it's more lonely.
Yeah.
So even like going home, you know, it's like you can't have nobody over your house. You can't go visit people. You can't do nothing. So basically, there's nothing else to do but fight, to be honest.
So would you say that for you mentally, it's better for you to put you more in that fighter's mindset?
I would say, like, yeah, I would say if there's a time, any time to fight, a big fight is now. There's no distractions. The only thing you have to worry about is not getting COVID. And if you're doing the right thing, you're not going to get it.
How much does your family motivate you? I saw your daughter around here. You know, she was watching you train, and she's so proud of you. How much does your family motivate you on a daily basis?
My family motivates me a lot. You know, it's been a long camp, and this is probably like the first or second time she come to the gym all camp. So it's definitely motivation to see her, and it gives me like happiness, and I'm able to hit the bag hard and hit the pads hard and see her in between the rounds. So it keeps me going.
The Philadelphia-Dallas rivalry is obviously apparent in football in the NFC East. Do you take any of that pride going into your fight on December 5, or is that just for football?
No, I take the pride of Philadelphia every time I step in the ring. Every time I step in the ring, the pride of Philadelphia is in me. So this is definitely a rivalry.
If Errol Spence is watching this right now, what do you want to tell him as we are 12 days away until your pay-per-view showdown?
I'm going to say December 5th, the Danny Garcia show's coming to Texas, baby.
Danny, thank you so much for your time. Good luck. We look forward to seeing you next week in Fight Week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Danny Swift Garcia joining us here in Philadelphia.
You
are watching the Danny Fox YouTube page. Don't miss this welterweight unification showdown, December 5 on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. Throughout the course of the workout, you will hear from Danny Garcia, and we will go further in depth with the two-division world champion from Philadelphia, PA, Danny Swift Garcia. Again, don't miss it. 12 days away until AT&T Stadium. Spence versus Garcia on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. At some point, if you can like look at that button, you can switch between this and They want Derrick on camera, so Derrick, you mind coming over here? We work. Just talk to you real quick. We are with the esteemed trainer.
I'll take the pads off.
If you want, I mean, whatever is more comfortable with you. We are with the esteemed trainer. Derrick James joining us. Back to the workout with Errol Spence. Watching the Danny Swift Garcia workout here in his hometown of Philadelphia, PA, where we are here at his gym, as we are just 12 days away until Danny Garcia challenges Errol Spence Jr. at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Limited fans will be in attendance. You can watch it live on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. Danny Garcia, a two-division world champion, looking to hand Errol Spence the first loss of his professional career. You're watching the welterweight champion of the world, Errol Spence Jr. workout here on the BC on Fox and Promotion page. He'll defend his titles on December 5 against Danny Garcia, the two-division world champion, on BBC Fox Sports pay-per-view from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Limited tickets are available at SeatGeek.com, or you can purchase and watch it live on BBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. We are joined alongside by the mother. Where did Lester? No, Lester. Can you bring him over here? Oh, there we go. Mind if we just do a quick interview with you off camera? I'm just going to ask you. All right, we are here with Lester Bedford, who is one of the organizers for December 5's Errol Spence Jr. Danny Garcia pay-per-view from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Lester, thanks so much for joining us. Can you tell me about how big of a fight state Texas is?
Oh, it's huge. For me, it's the biggest boxing market in the country because you have Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth. You've got the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. You've got the Cowboys Stadium, which is a major football stadium with a roof. And you've also got the new Globe Park, Life Park, where the Texas Rangers are, where Dodgers won the World Series. That's a new player possibly down the road. And also you've got Minute Maid Park. So you have all these major arenas with roofs. And so it's not just football stadiums, but football stadiums with roofs. And you can do major boxing events all day in those.
You've been a part of some big moments for Errol Spence at the start of December 5 title against the incredible night of last year when he defended his title on the line. Mikey Garcia to become the first man to beat Errol Spence Jr. And how much does this area of the Dallas area take him in as their native son? Live on BBC Fox Sports pay-per-view.
Thank you.
Lester Bedford, one of the event organizers here in the Dallas area. Errol Spence workout.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So send me some. Yeah.
I think you're fine. No, I got you. Oh, yeah.
Seconds.
At AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It all comes your way on PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. There is Derrick James, and we got him live in the flesh. Derrick, how are you, my man?
Hey, I'm doing good. We're doing corona testing. That's what it was. They pulled me away for that.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, Derrick, first of all, how are you and your family doing? Is everyone okay and safe down in Dallas?
Yeah, everybody's good, man. We're doing good. Just working. We're at the gym right now. Everybody's doing the test, so I had to get everything because I'm running the whole camp. So I had to get everything together. Sorry about that.
No worries, Derrick, and it's great to talk with you. Derrick, how excited are you and Errol for 10 days from now as you guys get ready, as Errol puts his welterweight titles on the line against Danny Garcia?
Well, man, I can't wait. I think that this has been a long journey, a long ride, not to mention a long journey of 11 years, but to come back for the fight. So it's like very beautiful to even think about it, so I just can't wait, man. Can't wait for him to get in there and just, be himself, show everybody who he really is and that, he hadn't missed a beat. I love that.
I think he looks better now than
Right.
what he did before, he had the car accident and even in the lead up to the fight with Sean Porter. I mean, his muscles are bulging. When I watched him work out, he was cracking the bag. I mean, it sounded like a baseball bat hitting a pumpkin. Do you feel this is the best in shape that we've ever heard Errol Spence and seen him?
I think it's the best in shape, but at the same time, I think that it's everything's under control. His weight is right there at his weight. I mean, like when I say weight, I mean like literally at his weight. I mean, and he's right there, man. Everything is good. He's really focused. This one is like, this probably means the most to him. This is the most. And it's beautiful just to be back doing what he loved to do. So that's what we're here to do. Show the world.
Derrick, when I look at Errol Spence's eyes, there's something different about this fight compared to the others. And the reason why I say that is I feel like he has this level of focus, but I also feel like he's not overlooking Danny, but he wants to look through him. I feel like he wants to blow through Danny Garcia to make a definitive statement. Is that accurate to say?
I think that, that would be accurate to say, right? Because you're never looking past Danny Garcia. But I think that at the same time, for him, he knows what he has to do to make a statement, right? And getting in a war, which will be a war, because Danny's a true fighter and a warrior, you realize that, the statement that you want to make, the other guy has a little pushback. So he's prepared for that. But that's what you see in his eyes, is the determination to be great again. And really, just to show everybody who he really is, that he hadn't missed a beat.
I mean, I would even say, because I watched him from years ago, from when he turned pro to when he became a contender, even when he was fighting guys like Chris Algieri, Leonard Bundle, and he was focused then, but not compared to now. It's a whole nother different type of focus. It's this championship focus that I feel like only the true elite fighters in the history of this sport have been able to have, and I feel like Errol has that.
I think he does too, man. I mean, he put it like this. He could have came back with an easy fight. He could have fought a soft opponent, right? And nobody would have complained about it. But I think he wanted to challenge himself. He wanted to push himself to see where, to see where he really was. And he took a great challenge in Danny Garcia. So that focus has to be there because he knows that Danny's going to have that same focus. It may be called the eye of the tiger, going back to Rocky.
Well, I was going to say, I almost feel like that's what we're watching right now out of Errol Spence.
Right, without a doubt.
And how about yourself? Well, what are some things that you guys have been working on in camp? I mean, obviously not giving away any specifics, but what are some things that you've been, applying with Errol during the course of this training camp?
This is all about him, man, finding himself. I've worked, my focus is to see everything is if he's reacting to punches right, he's reacting to the motions right. And I've always done that, so it's no different now than the other times, but I'm always watching to see how he's going to react. It's not so much about what he does in the ring, it's about the opponent and how he reacts to that as well. So my focus is how he reacts, what he does, how fast his counterpunch are, how fast this is, where is he at, where is he standing. And that's the key element, is to just kind of like show up and be the best version of yourself would be a more difficult task for Danny Garcia.
Now, do you believe in such a thing as ring rust? Because when Errol Spence steps into the ring against Danny Garcia on December 5, it will be over 14 months since he last had a prize fight against Sean Porter. Could that be an issue, or do you think that is just something that, people talk about in fodder?
I think that ring rust is real, but what happens is, I believe at the same time, is that ring rust, you can't get it off in 2 months or 3 months. That's generally what happens. Like you see a Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd Mayweather is a phenomenal athlete at the same time, but he trained for like 6 months, 7, 8 months, right? So by the time you see him in the fight, it's like he hadn't missed a beat because he's been training for so long, and that's what happened. We've been training since March. If you count that March to now, like 7 months or so, something like that. So it's like you hadn't missed a beat. That's really kind of what it is that you put all the work in early, get all the rust off. So by the time you start sparring and working, you don't really see much of it.
Have there been any challenges that you have encountered? I mean, I know that you went through a training camp with Jermell Charlo prior to his fight with Rosario, dealing with these new restrictions of COVID-19, but have there been any challenges that you and Errol have experienced while getting the welterweight champion of the world ready?
No, man, we just did really, initially, from the first start in March.
Angel Garcia, and there is Angel Garcia. Derrick, when you mentioned to me, and I want to go over this again, because Angel, how proud is Danny? And I know you are
Here is, ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished two-division champion of the world, Danny Swift Garcia. And Danny Garcia joined by his father and trainer, Angel Garcia. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a closer look at the defending world champion making a remarkable return to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. And joined and trained by his renowned coach, Derrick James from Dallas, Texas. A U.S. Olympian, undefeated at 26-0 with 21 knockouts, making his 6th world title appearance. Here is the undefeated and reigning WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening, 12 rounds, WBC and IBF welterweight championship of the world.
Spence Jr. Errol, this is your fourth-time fighting here in the Dallas area. What does it mean for you to be fighting in your hometown?
For me, it's just a lifelong dream. It's something that I've been wanting for a long time, and to be fighting again in my hometown means the world to me, especially as a comeback fight. And just having my core fans and people that supported me since day one be there at the fight, man, it means everything, and I won't let this moment go to waste.
For Danny, you are coming here to the Dallas area. You're from Philadelphia. It's well documented in football, the rivalry between the Cowboys and the Eagles. Do you relish the opportunity to potentially win these world titles in quote-unquote enemy territory?
You know, first of all, before I answer your question, I want to thank God for putting me on this stage and having a healthy camp and making it here to Texas, blessed with a great team and a great family. I want to thank Al Heyman, I want to thank Fox, I want to thank the media and everyone who helped make this big event. As far as coming to Texas, Texas has always been great to me. As a prospect, I fought here a lot of times, not here in Dallas, but in Houston. And in 2012, I won my first world title in Texas, Houston, Texas. So, I have a lot of fans here in Texas, and I feel like it's a home away from home. It's a special place for me, because I won my first world title here, and I don't look at it like I'm going away. I just look at it like I'm going to handle business.
Errol, October 10th, 2019 is a day that you will always remember. It's when you suffered that horrific car accident, and lo and behold, over 14 months later, you're back inside the ring defending your world championships against Danny Garcia on pay-per-view. Can you tell us about the journey that you have experienced over these past 14 months?
Man, really just a lot of hard work and a lot of discipline, having my family and my parents and my coach and my day one friends and people just supported me, and just seeing my kids every day. I wanted to get back and, I would just train hard and stay in the gym and stay focused and, don't let outside distractions get to me. And that's basically, what I did. It was a lot of times, I wanted to give up, I wanted to quit, but, just seeing, my loved ones and, not want to let my kids down, because when they get older, how I'm gonna tell them to keep going when they want to quit at something if I had quit, you know. So when I went to the clinic and went to the doctors and they told me, you know, basically I didn't have any brain swelling or any blood in my brain, anything like that, you know, I decided to continue my career and to get back. And that's basically what we did. Me and my coach been in the gym since probably February and just been grinding hard. And, you know, we to this point and now we back. I'm 100%, I'm ready. He's seen my reaction time. He's seen my sparring and, you know, how I do on the mitts and on the bag, and everything's back on point and back to, you know, to where it was. So I feel great, and everybody going to see, you know, the same Errol Spence Jr. post-car accident.
Would you say that the car accident and everything you went through renewed your love for the sport of boxing? Not that you didn't take it seriously before, but did it really open up your eyes as to what matters in your life and renew that love for the sport of boxing?
I wouldn't say renew any love because, you know, I never fell out of love with boxing, but I think it did renew my focus and got me back focused on the things that got me to, you know, the top of the mountain. And that's just being in the gym every day and things like that, because at some point I was, you know, after a fight, you know, it started taking a week off to 2 weeks off to a month off to, you know, basically being in the gym when it was fight time. So, you know, now we've been in the gym, like I said, since February, just grinding hard, you know, staying focused and staying on the grind. And that's what got me to the point that to be a unified champion and to get to the mountaintop, just being in the gym every day and just grinding. So, you know, I think it really did help me, and especially, you know, just, you know, you realize that, you know, having this time on earth is a luxury, you know, and you already realize that being this young, you know, you think you're invincible and you think, you know, nothing can happen to you.